Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. It is time for our weekly card class, and today we're gonna make a fun, simple spring card. Hello, spring, because I don't know about you, but I'm ready for spring. And so we're gonna make this fun fold. Well, it's really kind of a regular fold, but using some DSP and some tags. So the stamp set we're gonna use today is called Storybook Life, and it is an online exclusive, and so it's a fun stamp set. I love fun big words, text and script together. That's my favorite. So this is a stamp set that's great for scrapbooking, but I think it's great for card making also. And then the dies we're going to be using today are on the last chance, and I think everybody needs these. So if you don't have them yet, you'll want to grab them quick. It's called Greetings of the Season, and they are these really fun tag dies, and so they will cut out this fun tag here. But you can use them as tags, like they're meant to be, like a gift tag, right? But you can also use the tags on a card, so it can be a fun tag card and not just a tag. So let's get started with today's card. So the paper that I'm going to be using is from our celebration, and we only have 3 more days of celebration. Can you believe that? It ends on Friday. And so you want to grab your celebration items. So these are free items, and I'm using actually 3 of them today. But with every $60 that you purchase, so get your tag dies, your stamp sets, all the things, then you get to pick out a free item for every $60 you purchase. And so this designer series paper pack, Bloom Impressions, is one of the free celebration items. And I can hardly believe celebration is almost over. It ends Friday, and it seems like it just got here. Oh my goodness, right? So you don't want to miss out on any of these freebies. So you'll want to grab them quick, or grab some more of them quick if you don't want to run out, right? So we're going to be using one of these papers today. Let me just pull it out. We're going to be using one of these beautiful purple Bloom Impressions paper, and both sides are going to show in today's card. So when you're picking a designer paper for today's card, you want to make sure you pick one where both the front side and the back side coordinate. They don't have to be exact, but you want them to go well together. So like on today's card, the inside, right, they match. And so it's not always the case. So I was making these cards, and I have a bunch to show you at the end, but one of the original papers I was going to use was this from the Bloom Impressions, and it's beautiful, right? But the back side of this is a blue, a balmy blue color, and well, it's beautiful, right? It looks like clouds or something. Beautiful skyscape. It doesn't quite go with this. And so let's say I was to put this on some fresh freesia paper, right? Well, then if I opened the card up and it was this side, well, I mean, it's not totally off, but it doesn't go as well as I wanted it to go. So you want to make sure with whatever paper that you pick, you want it to be able to go well with each side. So this is our weekly card class, and so as always with my weekly card class, I love to provide for you a free PDF tutorial as just a thank you for watching gift from me. And so it'll have the supply list of everything that I used today. It will have all the measurements of everything I used today, along with pictures and step-by-step instructions. So you want to make sure that you are subscribed to my weekly Buzz Bulletin. That's a free email that I send out every week, usually on Thursdays, to you, and then it has that PDF in there as well. So let's get started. I've already pre-cut a few things. So we've got our base, we've got a couple of parts and pieces, so I have those ready for us. I'm going to bring in my trimmer. If you miss any of our past classes, you can find them all on my blog at stampinqueenbee.com. and so you will have that there for you. So I'm going to open up my trimmer so that we have the whole extended arm there, right? And so I'm going to cut this down first. I'm going to cut it at 4 inches all the way down. And then I'm going to flip my paper and I'm going to cut this at 10.5. This is a quick fold today. We'll save that piece for our next card. And if you don't have to write any of this down because it'll be on my tutorial, but I just like to sometimes show you how I do the cutting and the scoring. So this one, we're just going to score it at 5 1/4. There we go. All right. So we're just going to fold that right in half. And there we have the mechanics of the card opening. Easy peasy so far, right? So now we're going to put our base and our card together first. So this is just a flat base. So it's just a flat base there. We're going to take our DSP that we just cut and add some adhesive of your choice, right? I love the green glue, especially for these types, because you can put this down and if it's not quite lined up, then it gives you a bit of wiggle room while it dries so that you can move it and get it lined up how you want it, right? So we've got that and now it opens. So then we're just gonna take our basic white layer that's just going to go right on the inside there. I love when designer series paper shows both sides and on the inside, right? So I purposely cut this down a bit smaller so we could see a little more of our designer paper here. So that really is the mechanics of our card. So easy, right? So someone asked me the other day, can you use DSP, designer paper, as your card base? And so, yeah, you absolutely can. And so what I told her was that you just want to make sure you add some layers. So adding this layer here, adding the backing piece, it thickens it up a little bit. And so you can use then your designer series paper as your card opening, right? So we'll set this to the side. I've already die cut our cute tag from those greeting of the season dies. It's this big one here. Love those. And I'm gonna use some Blackberry Bliss ink. And we're gonna stamp our sentiment. So remember, our sentiment is Hello Spring. And that comes from this online exclusive Storybook Life. Such a great sentiment set. And so we are going to stamp that. So here's our card, right? So we've got our Hello Spring and we've got our tag kind of facing to the right. But we could absolutely do this the other way. And so that's actually what we're gonna do. And we're gonna have our tag facing the other way. So many options with this, right? So we're just ink up our Hello Spring here with our Blackberry Bliss. We'll line that up. Just kind of centering that on there. Hold that down a second. And there we have our Hello Spring. Going to grab a piece of grid paper here. We're done with our ink. And I'm gonna bring in my Stampin' blend in dark fresh freesia, because this paper, we've got the Blackberry Bliss in these darker flowers. We've got fresh freesia all around, right? And some white. So we're just gonna take this and we're gonna do a little speckling. You could also stamp if you had like a flower or something, you could stamp that on there. You could do sponging or blending with your blending brush, but I love the look of speckles. And so all I'm doing is using the cap and the brush end here and just kind of flicking it off. And the more you do, the more speckles you'll get. Let me show that a bit closer so you can see. Such an easy technique, right? All right. So then the last thing we're gonna do here before we attach this is I've got some of this fresh freesia seam binding. And so this is also one of those online exclusives that you can get with Celebration. It's one of those free Celebration items. And so we're just gonna cut this. I just kind of wrap it around my 4 fingers there, and I'm just gonna cut it at a diagonal. And so we've got it kind of folded in half, like so, right? And it's about the length of your 4 fingers, because we'll trim it down, but this to me is the easiest to hold. So this ribbon is thicker than the hole that is in the die, right? So here is how I like to do this, because you could tie a bow, but not everybody is so great at tying a bow. So this is my little fun trick for that. So I've got my take your pick tool here. I've got my ribbon folded in half, just right over that hole. And I'm just gonna take the end of my take your pick tool, and I'm just gonna push my ribbon through that hole, grab it on the other end and pull. Using the take your pick just kind of helps me to get that through if it's a thicker ribbon. Now, if it's a thinner ribbon, then it'll just go right through. Now, instead of tying a bow, I've got that end right there, right? I'm just gonna take my 2 loose ends here, and I'm just gonna feed them through the middle of my ribbon there, and then I'm just gonna pull. So now I don't have to tie a ribbon, right? I just fed it through that little hole, and then it kind of creates this little, I don't know, slipped area, right? And then I'm gonna pull them so that one is a little more to the left and the right, and I'm gonna flip this over. I'm gonna add some dimensionals, and we'll trim this down at the end. So we're just gonna add our 5 dimensionals here to the back of our cute tag. We'll peel the backs off. Hey, Lizzie. And we're just gonna attach this to the front, and our card is almost done. So this one, you can see I did bottom kind of pointed up. This one, because I faced it the other way, what I'm doing is trying to get my 2 points to the furthest of my card there. So that way, when I stick that down, now I have the most room for my ribbon here. So now I'm just gonna pull this. I'm gonna bring my ribbon scissors back, and I'm just gonna trim this down so that it is close to the edge of my card here. If it goes a little bit over, that's okay. When you put it in your envelope, you can just fold them over the edge. So there is our card. We need some bling, of course. So let me bring in another celebration item. Since there's only 3 days left, I thought I would use 3 celebration items today. So we used our designer paper as a celebration item. Our fresh freesia ribbon is a free celebration item. And then our gems, these are the purple sequins. And so there is some fresh freesia there. And so I'm just gonna take my purple sequins. Again, I love to use my take your pick tool because I think it's much easier than trying to get them off with my fingers, right? And so let's just add 3 of those to our tag, just like so. And then our card is done. So I love to send these kind of, seasonal cards to my friends and family. It's not necessarily for Easter or St. Patrick's Day or something like that, right? I like to send them for the fall and for the spring. So when I saw this sentiment, Hello Spring, I thought, oh, that's perfect, right? And so see how you can face the tags either way. Your card will open, and then you've got your fun space to write a fun message to your friend, a nice just because message. Well, I loved this card so much, I decided to make it in a few of those Bloom Impressions paper prints. So we've got the one that we created today. Then I did one in the summer splash and pretty pinks, right? I did the speckles with this one in that peach pie, which is in the background here. And we've got the inside. So pretty. I love being able to see both sides. We've got some melon mambo with the pretty insides, right? So these are so fun to make. And then I did a Daffodil Delight one with the paper that has all those bright colors. I stamped this one in Blueberry Bushel, which is kind of the blue that's, one of the blues that's in the background there. And then the inside, now this inside is different because it's got it, you know, this has all the colors. So really any of the insides matched well. And I backed it with Daffodil Delight because I thought those two went good together as well. So there you have many different options, right? All from the same paper. Make sure they're all on camera so you can see them all, but all from the same paper pack using just one stamp, some different ribbons, but how fun. The same sequins are in all of these because it has so many different colors. It's such a fun celebration item. I love it, right? It goes with so many things. So 3 days left of celebration. Love this versatility of this design, right? With all the different papers, the cards look so different. And I love being able to send my friends and family just because cards, right? It's the spring, yes, but more it's just that I'm thinking of them. So happy card making, happy stamping, and I will see you guys on Thursday for our next video. And until then, have a great couple of days. I can't wait to see what you make with this design, and be watching your emails for the free printable tutorial with all of the step-by-step instructions, the measurements, and pictures and the supply list for today's cards. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.